Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Great guest today, and he needs no introduction. I'll introduce him anyway. Victor Martinez. How are you, sir?
Good, good. How's everybody doing? What's up, Ron? How you been?
I've been good, man. Just having a good summer. How about you?
Good, good, good.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Where are you now?
I'm in Newark Airport, about to head to Baltimore
Okay.
for a seminar.
Okay? What's is it
Yeah,
just you in the seminar?
yeah. It's gonna be after the show, the Baltimore Grand Prix.
Okay. Right on. Cool. Well,
Yeah, yeah. I won the show a couple of years back.
that's right. There was a Baltimore Grand Prix, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I
doing
know
an article. How many pro wins do you have? 'Cause I think I shortchanged you. I'm definitely gonna fix it.
Oh, not that many, man. I mean, damn.
I mean,
18 years as a pro. Well, I probably have. You can
it's
count them.
well, it's at least seven. This is what I got.
Yeah, at least 7. Yeah,
2000 Night of Champions, 2004 GNC Show of Strength,
yeah.
2007 Arnold Classic,
Oh,
2011 Arnold Classic Europe, uh, 2013 Toronto Pro,
yes,
2014 Tampa Pro, 2017 Muscle Mayhem Kansas.
yes.
Is there anything that's not on that list we left out?
No, no, not that I remember. No,
Okay.
no.
All right.
2007 Olympia now.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Don't worry. So I want you to know, in your honor, Victor, this is not just a muscular development shirt. It's MD Latino.
MD
So
Latino. All right,
you know
that's
our
right.
good
Just got
buddy
off the phone with Kit the other day.
Kit Sanderson. Everybody, he's running things down there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I have some pre-prepared questions, Victor, if that's okay.
Yeah,
So
no, let's go, let's
sounds
go.
like I'm reading. I am reading. Uh, okay, so I have to start with the question on everyone's mind. With only two more shows left to qualify for the 2018 Olympia, are you getting ready for either the Spain Pro Show or the Tampa Pro Show?
Well, Spain ain't gonna happen. There's a baby coming next week,
Oh
so.
boy. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
the show is
yeah,
still going to happen. You're just not going to be in it.
yeah. Not for me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Won't be in it. And I mean, I'll go see Steve next week about the Tampa Pro. So
Okay.
I've been training. I've been prepping. I mean, ideally, I wanted to just get ready for the Arnold Classic 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the show I really wanted to do. I didn't want to actually do anything. It's the first time I had a year after a while, a good year
Yeah.
for a long while, that without any headaches, issues or anything like that. So, wanted to do the Arnold, but if I could definitely jump into the Tampa, seeing that I made the improvements, and again, I'm my own worst critic.
Yeah. I mean,
I, yeah, I
you, you
criticize
haven't
myself
you
a
haven't
lot, and
gotten. I've been following your Instagram. It's IFBB Pro Victor Martinez, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I mean, you haven't lost a beat. You look like you could. At any point, you never look like you're more than like 8 weeks out. I'd say you stay in pretty decent condition
Yeah,
all the
yeah. I stay
time.
in condition. It's just making sure, it's a lot of times you come in condition, but when I go up, it becomes all about the big guys. When I'm not there, it becomes about conditioning. So you never know when, the flip flop. So it's
So judging
I gotta
depends
make
on whether
sure.
Victor's there or not.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to keep playing this and just go in and I gotta go in the, again with what the judges want to see, not
Yeah.
with what they're expecting, or just I don't know, on the fluke,
Okay,
you know.
because rumors circulate. People have been saying for a while that they think you're retired. And you're saying you're definitely not retired yet, right?
Nah, that's because I said the word retire at one point in one of the interviews, and that's what stuck in the head. I
Okay.
mean, I say eventually retirement comes to everybody.
Right, right, right.
So,
So that's what I want to ask you. You've had a little more time without competing this year so far, anyway. You've had more
yeah,
time,
yeah.
a little more time to spend with like the real world. And I know you got, is it 4 kids now, and this is going to be number five?
Nah, it's actually number 6.
Six? Okay, well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you're still four behind Ronnie. But anyway, um,
Oh man, I'll never catch up to Ronnie. I don't know, man.
probably not a goal of yours. But I mean,
I'm telling you, I'm changing my name from Dominican Dominator to the Baby Maker.
the baby maker. Well,
Oh boy,
it's. I'd say you could go for that title, but
you just keep popping, you just keep popping, man. Oh, I'm telling you, I don't even hug girls hello anymore, kiss them, just give them the pound. That's it.
we was it Greg Valentino used to say like you could get pregnant if you swim in the same swimming pool as Victor Martinez or something.
That's what Greg Valentino used to say.
It's a fertile man. And I think I would take credit for it, but I'm pretty sure he's the one that came up with that one.
Oh man, yeah.
But
Crazy, man.
so have you had more time to spend with your kids this year since you haven't been prepping for shows?
Yeah. Always make my rounds, see my kids, spend time with them. They're doing great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing great at school, and I love them. I don't care where they are. I mean, unfortunately, not all of them live with me, so I have to make the effort to really go out and see them. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. It's all about spending time with them, and you know, more the merrier. As long as I just, I strive to be a good dad, Ron. You know how
Yeah,
it
I know
is.
you do. So what? How old's your oldest? Because if you got a new one coming like next week, I want to hear
Yeah,
this
my
range.
my oldest, my oldest 25.
Wow, so 25 years between, dude.
I
You're
know,
still going
man.
strong. You were still going strong, Victor.
25. Trust me, not a single one was planned. You
Well,
know,
you're
that's
you're
why.
a you're a good
That's
Christian man because the Bible said, "Go out, go forth and multiply." That was probably
oh
actually, I think that
man.
was in the Old Testament actually. So you have a
Yeah,
birthday. Your birthday's July 29th, right?
July 29. That's
Okay,
correct.
so you're going to be 46 years old,
Well,
which you
hey, not so fast.
not so
Not
fast,
so
but I mean
fast.
that used
45, 45,
that used to be old for a bodybuilder. These days,
45, 45, 45.
45. Nope. How old, Victor? How you've known Kai forever? Okay.
Yeah.
How old is Kai?
I think he's only 1 year behind me.
Okay. I mean
Yeah.
that's been up for debate for a long time. Like Obama's birth certificate. No one knows like how old is Kai really?
Come on, people know. It's just, I mean, is it important?
No, it's not that important. So that's why I want to ask you, man. How are you holding up? How do you physically feel compared to
I feel good. I
Yeah.
feel good as long as I go with the you know with the change of movements and exercise, and I get real technical with the movements, and not try to, you can feel like 20 doesn't mean you should be training like you're 20.
Mm,
So it's I apply different training methods, always controlled movements, always training to be at my best without getting injured. I mean, all my injuries have been outside of the gym, not really necessarily in the gym, and that's why I
that's
keep
right. They
going.
are. That's right. That's right. Trying to remember what they all were. Well, the knee was kind of in the gym, wasn't it?
Nah.
No.
I mean, I felt the pinch in the gym. I was doing legs, but
Yeah.
actually happened running to my car.
I was gonna say.
Getting a ticket.
I thought you slipped on that banana peel. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Then you went.
banana peel.
Then some
Oh yeah.
130 pound Mexican broke your arm wrestling. We'll never forget that
Uh,
one. But
uh,
but I want to ask. I know you were always known for training for being super strong, heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, bench presses. Tons. Do you still train like that, or have you like Dexter?
Not
Have
at
you kind of
all.
scaled it back?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I
Okay.
train within my means. I still train. Again, training is how you actually, perform and initiate the movements. You can always train hard. You can always train aggressive. But without the weights actually controlling you, and without throwing the weights. I don't like really. I've never been a person that just throw the weights around.
Yeah.
I always been a one to manipulate the weights and really get that full, contraction in the muscle. So I never, when I was strong again, even then, I still did it precise.
Yeah.
I never, even if I could go a little bit heavier, I never did,
Right.
because I know there's going to be micro tears. There's going to be very small, minuscule tears that even when you're feeling like Superman, those tears come back to haunt you later on down the road.
Yeah.
You could hurt a nerve and not even know it until you actually start losing weight.
Right.
And when you start coming down from this false idea that we're all superhumans.
Mm. I mean it's interesting that pretty much almost none of your injuries happen in the gym. So that's to your credit because you've been
Well,
doing this a long time with a lot of heavy weight. So
yeah.
for you not to get hurt in the gym by now, it's pretty much a miracle. But it's to your
Yeah,
credit.
no.
You're very careful and you're very precise. That's why.
Yeah. Initiation of the movement is everything. I mean, you want to go heavy, but if you're gonna have that one little extra, 5, 10 pounds that you want to do, that's I call it white bother, and next thing you know, it's like pop. Then there you go. Just
Dude.
by increasing that little weight and doing it wrong, you were doing it wrong from the beginning, and now you just wanted to do be a superhero in the gym, and now you're out for whatever months it takes to recover. So that's why I always try to avoid. I've been injured again. I've been through surgeries, and I hate sitting out a good workout.
Mm. The only surgery I remember that was or injury that I can recall was like a pec tear. Is that? Have you torn other
Yeah,
muscles?
yeah, partial. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
partial pec tear again when I was doing a flat, which my coach, Rick the Munoz, and and I train with Abdullah. We do a lot of machines now, but that was that one day I was, stressed out. I think I got out of
Yeah.
court that day,
Oh, there you go. Okay.
and I just, you know, should have had done that 405 on the bench, and it
Mm.
actually happened on squeezing on the upward movement, not even on the downward movement. Had it been on the downward, I think I would have actually torn it completely out bone.
But that was like, was it like 4 weeks out from the Arnold or something one year?
Yeah, it was 4 weeks out from the Arnold Classic 2005.
Okay, and you still placed pretty well if I recall at that one.
Yeah, I placed. I believe it was in the top five, but I know I
Okay.
couldn't. I couldn't lose the water because my body was so inflamed, and
Mm.
and I couldn't do chest the whole time. And I think that was my biggest I ever been at the Arnold.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was the famous MHP tank top picture.
Wait, so you actually look better?
I was bigger. I was
Bigger.
bigger. Definitely bigger because again, my body. When you actually get injured,
Yeah.
most people don't know this, but you get injured and your body automatically starts getting the inflammation, and you can't, for any reason, you lose the water because that's how you're fighting, that injury. And that pec tear was just there, and again, I was carb, I was trying to carb load. I was carb sensitive at the time too, as well, which I'm not so carb sensitive now because for some reason you're older.
Yeah.
It kind of changes your body composition. Now I could eat carbs and not even fill out as much. So back then it was I was injured. I couldn't do chest workouts. Barely could do shoulder workouts. So
It's all
it kind
connected.
of
It
it got
really,
it, it,
in
it
fact,
threw your it
hooks
threw
up
my
everything.
workout off sync. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was off sync, and showed up. I did okay, but not as best as I could,
Right.
of
Okay.
course.
Uh, so memory lane time. You turned pro at the 2000 Nationals. Other than Dexter, who turned pro at the 98 North American, the only guy from your graduating class, I believe, is still competing, is Craig Richardson, who I just saw win the 2000
Greg
championship.
Richardson, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations, bro. You look good. Yeah, yeah.
and he retired on stage, or he retired when he went to the podium. Did you know that?
He retired after the win.
Yeah, he went over to Bob Ciccarello and thanked everybody, and he's out. Okay, he might, but then he said, "I might do New York Pro next year."
What would we want to do that for?
I think he's been doing this a long time. So the question I have for you:
Yeah.
do you ever think back about how many guys that you used to compete with, guys that turned pro around the same time as you, that you outlasted? I mean, they're all long gone, and you're still
Yeah,
at the top
again,
of the game.
I always was one of those guys that would read the magazines, and I couldn't wait for a certain, pro to come out. It was the Tom Prince, Phil Hernan, and all these guys, and I was just kind of, other than Tom Prince, who was it? Who else was it? Mr. USA that didn't get to compete.
Paul DeMeo, Mike Matarazzo, Ken Brown. There's so many guys that are just
Yeah, yeah. Well, anyways, you'll follow up on the magazine, and then you couldn't wait for the next issue to come out just to see how they're doing, and then guys would just disappear.
yeah.
And it was just either financial problems, in life. Life gets a hold of you, and you never wish that on anybody.
Right.
And one of the things I always did was, and thought to myself was, as long as I'm healthy, I want to keep working out. I want to keep training. I'm going to keep staying in the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
This is an industry, I love that adopted me, and I just kind of fell into it. And so I always want to be there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my places haven't been that great on stage, and I haven't won as many shows. But
Yeah.
again, I mean, longevity is everything. And that's why I always go with changing, my workouts based on, my body, preserving my joints, preserving my knees and back and all that, and making sure that I don't, pass that threshold of, when you get injured and that's it, you're out.
Yeah.
You're out. So psychologically, it's definitely one of those things that you want to keep going. You want to keep going because mentally it keeps you stronger.
I mean, let me interrupt just a second. You didn't win a lot of shows, but you won some big shows. You won the Arnold Classic. You won the Night of Champions, which back then was, I think, more competitive. It was a big. Sometimes it'd be
Yeah,
like 45 guys on that damn stage. You remember?
yeah, yeah. It was packed. Yeah, yeah, it
You
was
listen to me.
packed.
We're talking about it, and second at the Olympia. You want, I'd take that over winning like 15 I'm not going to put any shows down. Smaller
Yeah,
shows.
yeah, yeah.
Smaller shows.
Can't do that.
No, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, is it also crazy to think that you're still around and still doing this and still able to compete with the top guys after everything you've been through, the injuries, so much crap has happened to you, dude. So much
Yeah,
crap.
yeah. So
Like,
much. It's all right. You know what? Give it to me, man. I don't say why me. I'm like, all I say is why not me. You know
oh,
what?
wow.
I can handle anything and everything because at this point, if I fear it, I want to face it even more. You know, and it's just as long as my kids are okay, and life is life, man. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, a lot of my older back problems have been, self-created.
Hmm.
Stuff I did. So
Right, right.
I don't. There's no real apologies for it, and that's what made me who I am, and that's how I'm grateful today. You know,
Yeah.
so gotta
Um,
own it. Gotta own
so
it.
the second part of that question, it's related, is if you hadn't had to deal with so many things, if all those things hadn't been going on, how much more successful do you think you might have been, or would you have been? Do you think it really didn't matter?
I don't think it would have mattered because I mean, could I have been Mr. Olympia? No. I mean, I was there already with all the issues.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think it will matter. I mean, Kai's never had any real issues, has he?
It's hard to say. It's hard to
You
say.
know,
Yeah.
I mean, not a fraction of mine at least.
Yeah. Well, certainly not as an adult. I think most of his issues happened when he was very young.
Yeah, but
His upbringing.
but at the end of the day, would I have been more successful, or was it really my control to be more successful? I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe everything could have been in you know my way to manipulate the industry and how to work it. You
Mm,
know,
yeah.
maybe that's something I lacked. That I didn't know. You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So
That's.
it's a big difference, when you have an insight and you have those certain people looking out for you and certain people within the industry looking out for you,
Yeah.
success comes to you a little bit easier and it kind of comes in waves.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of great bodybuilders that you got to remember that are out there that weren't as successful and they were great
Oh,
bodybuilders
absolutely. Absolutely.
and they didn't have problems,
Right.
I mean, everybody has problems,
Right.
but not problems to not keep them from looking as good as they did on stage.
Right. Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
that's a whole other level to being a
that's
pro.
debatable. That's
Yeah.
debatable.
It is. But I mean, that's when you know how to work the industry and the business
You
side
gotta
of it.
know how to work the industry. You
Like a
gotta know
Jay
how to work
Cutler.
the
Jay
industry, and
Jay is the Jedi Master. Jay Cutler. He's the
yeah,
master.
Jay's good. He knows how to work it. He's got no kids, so he's got all the free time.
Yeah. Ah, lost you there, dude. Oh, there
He's
you go.
great.
You're back. Okay. What happened? Flickered on me there for a second, but we're good. We're good. I was going to ask you. Okay, business. You've had some businesses. You had a cool gym for a while, Victor's Gym. You
Yeah.
had that Muscle Maker Grill, which I ate at, but you weren't there that day, unfortunately. Uh, would you open up either type of business again, a gym or a restaurant? I think you were talking to me back to Arnold about a gym.
Yeah, gym. I'm still looking into it. I'll do a gym again.
Yeah.
I'll never do another restaurant like the one you just mentioned right now because I can't even say the name
That's
ever
okay.
again.
I shouldn't have said it. I should have just said restaurant. So
Because
my
they're
bad.
horrible. They never, they basically, when you buy a franchise, you're buying a job. Now,
Yeah.
how good is the job? That's the best on the franchise. I bought a mediocre job,
You know,
a bootleg job.
I'm not going to put them down per se, but the food wasn't like the tastiest food I've ever had.
Yeah, it's just,
Except for the Victor Bowl. Was there one like named after you or something?
I don't even
Probably.
remember. I don't know. I
Victor
kind of,
Burritos or
I
something? I don't know.
deleted most of that episode of that company in my head. So,
I don't know. I'll see.
yeah.
There was some cool memorabilia of you up on the walls, the pictures, I think, when you weight belts and stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah.
all right,
Good stuff.
I'll change the subject because you are involved in another type of business, contest promotion.
Yeah,
How did you
contest
first? You've
promotion. That's
actually been
fun.
doing that a while, I believe. How did you get into it? When was it?
Well, I kind of waited my entire bodybuilding career to actually get my contest.
Yeah.
So it's not, if I got into it, I just kind of waited for
Hmm.
my turn to have a show.
Okay.
They don't come around that easily for people like me.
So they don't just let a million shows happen on the same weekend or anything. They don't. Everyone can't get a show.
I mean, now they're handing them out like freaking, food coupons in the 80s,
Yeah. When was the first contest you put on? It was like 10 years ago, wasn't it?
First one that I pulled, what
The first
was that?
contest you
Sorry, Ron.
promoted, when was it?
No, I never promoted a contest ever. This
Oh, I
is
thought you had like one in the Bronx or something last year, a couple of years ago.
no, the one I have now is my first contest.
Oh,
It's
okay.
about This is the fourth year.
Oh, for some reason I thought you'd been putting shows on here and there, like in New
No,
Jersey.
this is the first one I
Okay.
have, and I've been holding on to it, regardless of sponsors or not. I'm gonna
Okay.
always have this show,
Okay. So what's it
and
called? Is it the
Victor
Victor
Martinez
Martinez
Legends.
Classic? Victor Martinez
Yeah,
Legends.
yeah, Legends. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to go with classic. Everybody's a
Yeah.
classic, even though it's Arnold's classic.
Right. Exactly. So where can people get info about this show?
Yeah, they could go to victormartinezlegends.com. We have the website, we have the Instagram, Victor Martinez Legends, and please, I always try to make this a good family event. I know I grew up in the Bronx and Washington Heights, and there's a lot of troubled kids, and that's why I always encourage people to just where kids under 15, I don't charge.
Oh wow.
I don't charge, but I have to come with an adult,
Mhm.
just in
And I
case
would
they
I
try to
would
act
I would
up.
ID these kids too,
Yeah, no, no.
like at
I
the
mean, no,
Chinese
they have to
buffet.
bring ID. They have to bring ID, of course, and they have to come with an adult because we don't want to babysit either at the same time. And
Right.
then I don't want them to confuse the how peaceful bodybuilders are. They get on one bodybuilder's nerves. I don't want them getting hit with a trophy over their head.
Oh man.
But
What's the date of the show? We should have said
August
that.
25th. August
August
25th.
August 25th.
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
Yes,
And where is it?
it's at Hostos Community College
Okay. Where's that in New Jersey?
in the Bronx. No, in the
Oh, the Bronx.
Bronx. Come
Okay.
on, man. It's in the Bronx. I got to make sure I have my show in the Bronx. I mean.
Wow.
I mean, for me to, I might live in Jersey, but
Yeah.
I'm always, I'm a city slicker. I'm a New Yorker through and through, and having the show in the Bronx, like I said, I won my first show there, the Elmo Santiago show,
That's right.
and that's the
Almost you.
reason why I wanted to have my show in the Bronx again, because it's just that one day that kids can be inspired, and all my friends can actually go and make it without having to get under a freaking turnpike to get to a freaking show.
Yeah, the traffic
Yeah,
out there is
yeah.
disgusting. I have to say. I don't know how you deal with it. But
Yeah, easy access point. I live close to the city. I'm not deep Jersey.
okay. Are you involved in some? There was a big, like a pro qualifier, a big amateur event they were having in the Dominican Republic too.
Yes, that one I partner up with John De La Rosa. We have that show. Head judge is Steve Weinberger,
Oh wow.
and we're having that show in Punta Cana at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Oh wow. What's the date on that?
Yeah, that's gonna be October 13th this year. First one in Dominican Republic with the IFBB Pro League.
I think you need to let Steve Bleckman know that it's very important that MD covers this contest, and that
Well, I
they
got Kit running it. I mean, of course, Steve can send you, but Steve is a little underground these days.
Kit's Spanish is about 1,000 times better. I speak Spanish at a 2-year-old level. So,
Listen, man, Dominicans know your language, Ron.
yeah. No, I know, but Kit's pretty badass with the Spanish.
Listen, you could try Spanish; they understand you. You could
Kit,
try
Kit's,
Spanish.
Kit's Spanish is so good now that he actually speaks English with a little bit of a Spanish accent. It's
No,
crazy.
no, no, no. But I think you have more Spanish than him because he looks way too white.
Yeah, well, I've been with this Cuban for 27, 28 years. Like, should be
Yeah, no,
slightly
no. So
familiar.
you're definitely more Latino than him right
All
now.
right, so the Olympia is coming up. So I wanted to ask you, your first Olympia was 2004. I want to know what the experience was like, because those were some tough years. Those were some epic years. That was the Ronnie and Jay battle years. You jumped
Yeah,
right
yeah.
right into the middle of that. What do you remember the most about your first Mr. Olympia?
Oh man, the first Mr. Olympia, I was losing my gym actually.
Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to stay because I know I could fight and win and get my gym, but this was for my first Mr. Olympia, so I didn't want to miss it. And people think otherwise. So I get there, I'm so stressed out. I didn't think I slept for 72 hours,
Oof.
leading up to the show. And I still got ninth. It wasn't bad.
Right. Huh.
But it was, that's what I remember my first Mr. Olympia at the Mandalay Bay.
Wow.
It was pretty stressful, I remember.
I mean, once you were in the heat of the competition, I'm sure at least your mind was temporarily focused just on that, and you didn't have to
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
all the
it
shit going
was
on back
focused
home.
on that, but I also knew I was gonna step foot in my gym again,
That sucks.
and I mean, I could have probably had help. I don't know, but I'm not one of those people that are good at asking for help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure a
yeah,
lot of people ask you for help though.
always,
I
always,
would
man.
imagine so. Okay.
But now I always have the say for it when people ask me for help. I'm like, do you know the name of my child? And when they say no, it's like, well, I don't know your kind of help.
Oh, that's a good test right there. They don't know the name of your kids. They, sh- they you know, I would take if they're asking for money, they should know your kids' birthdays too.
They should know my fucking kids'
That's
birthdays,
right,
bro. They
man.
should at least fucking have,
Can you
so
spot me
that's
10 grand, Vic?
not.
Come on now. Uh, all right. Now I don't want to get you all bummed out because you've talked about the 2007 Olympia several times, I'm sure already.
See, but it wasn't in 2007. You got to remember, it was 2006. I also got shafted, and most people don't talk about it because they were still playing Ray and Jay, Ronnie and Jay that year.
Yeah, tell me about. Nobody talks about this. Talk to me.
No, 2006, man, I was ready, man. I came in, blazing and everything, but it was just like they were
Yep.
pumping up
Ronnie and
Ronnie
Jay.
and Jay that year because it was going to be Ronnie's first loss to Jay.
That's right.
So they kept playing that, and I mean, Ronnie looked good, but come on, man, look at pictures of '06 Olympia, man. I was in there, man. I was posing my ass on. I came in right,
Well, I mean,
you
that's
know.
the last year he. I remember the last Olympia. His condition was pretty good, but the left tricep was like way smaller. The left lat,
Listen, man. All
oh
I
boy,
know that 2006 Olympia, I was second. All right, I
yeah.
was at least
No,
second,
I would give
at
you that.
least.
I would give you that.
So it was, and the one that keeps bringing it up actually is Abdullah because nobody talks about it. I think about it, but he
Uh-huh.
brought it up too, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, but look at '06." I was like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah,
I mean, what can you do? I mean, we can
always
argue
worth
a lot of
pushing for
those
more.
shows.
So I wanted to know, did people after the show, people don't know what to say sometimes when someone's had something like that happen to them. So I'm sure a lot of people said, you should have won. Did having a lot of people did think you should have won that contest. Obviously,
No, no, they say I should have won. That would have been a simpler way. They were more saying, "Well, you got raped,
you
you
got
got
right. You got
fucked,
right. Yeah, I mean that's
you
exactly
got
that's
robbed, you got screwed,
Victor
no
got screwed.
respect,
True.
no,
Yeah.
no, oh man, no lubrication." Was
No
I
Vaseline,
was
as
like,
they say.
"Oh shit, no Vaseline, no
Uh,
nothing." So it was, you should have won. Would have been the nicest way, but they were more saying like, "You got fucked,"
yeah.
and uh, and it was one of those things where it didn't hit me until I sobered up, I guess. Because I think I drank a full bottle of Grey Goose that night, and it
Okay.
lasted me, I think, 72 hours into Monday until I got to New York.
Vodka's my drink, man. You're a good man. But
Yeah,
so I mean, having all those people telling you that either the right or the wrong way, did that make you feel better because so many people agreed that you should have won, or did it make you feel worse because if all these people think I should have won, why didn't I win?
well, I mean, can you answer that without getting repercussions? I don't believe in freedom of speech, Ron,
No, I know. I would say,
because there are consequences. So it's,
which scenario would get you more upset to hear? Like, you wish you just they said nothing to you out of those two.
listen, people know. I mean, I think if anything, I mean, Jay got the check, he got the trophy. I mean, when he looks at it, does he feel any better?
Hmm, I don't know.
That is the question,
It's a good question for when I talk to you. Oh man. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but the
I
thing
mean,
about that show is, you were popular before that show for sure, but I think your popularity went up, I don't know, 50 or 100% after that show because people love underdogs and people love to root for, Rocky Balboa, not Apollo Creed in the first Rocky.
yeah, of
Because,
course, man.
especially when there's like a decision like that was so close, so questionable.
I
Um,
know, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
It was,
did you notice a huge increase in your fans and the support that you got from that show on as opposed to earlier in your career?
yeah, no, it was coming, it was creeping up, and then that one just kind of put it out there even more,
Yeah,
So it was coming up year after year. I mean, starting from the nationals, because I've never been a show rat. I used to just compete and stay away from the scene.
Yeah.
I was never all up in the bodybuilding scene,
Hmm.
And around that time, I think social media started coming up,
Hmm.
so that's what helped it as well,
Yeah, you
So that
have, I got to tell people this, you have almost 600,000 Instagram followers, I believe, correct?
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
that's me posting once a month.
Wow.
Because
Why
I
don't you
don't really,
post a little more than that?
I don't know, kind of like 3 o'clock high. I don't like people knowing about me. Nah, I'm just kidding.
That's an obscure reference, that movie, 3 o'clock high. That's the one where the kids are going to fight after school? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good movie, guys. It's retro. Way back
No,
in the
no,
80s.
it's just I don't know. I just my thing is just training. I like to train. I like to teach. So I'm going more on that route.
Yeah.
I don't like showing my family. I mean, I get so crazy because most of these people hide behind social media, and I'm the one of those crazy guys that you say one negative thing about my family, I'm gonna find you.
I don't
I
know who
will
you are, but
find
I
you.
will find you.
I will, but
Liam Neeson.
I keep my family away from that, and
Yeah.
I just like keeping it, bodybuilding, keeping it, stuff I do for bodybuilding, and everything else. I mean, I might add here once in a while, throw it, but I will be putting more content and more of this training because now I
Yeah.
see people train, and this is stuff I want to share. Me and my trainer, we want to share like people doing some ridiculous exercises and they're doing some dumb shit. And these are people that just woke up the other day and decided they want to
Be a
have a
body.
fitness lifestyle.
And I'm going to turn pro next year. Yeah.
Or some pro and they make up stuff and they just do it and they think, I mean, being fit, I understand. You want to be fit, that's cool. But now you want to build muscle and you coming up with these ridiculous exercises and the squatting where they hump and they don't know that they're going to have a bad low back problem, when they do the squat hump. You ever seen those, the squat humps?
Dude, I've seen, the one, it's usually the girls, but they got the bar on a woman
No.
at my gym. That's the one where they're on the ground doing the hip thrust, right? Like they're getting
Well,
banged.
well, they could do the hip thrust. That's fine. But then they're squatting, and at the top of the squat, they squeeze their glutes. I'm like,
Oh,
are you
okay.
doing a glute exercise? Or are you doing a squat? Like, get it right.
You got to send me a link to those videos. I need to check those out. I need to investigate
Yeah,
those. That sounds actually pretty cool.
yeah, but yeah, I would definitely put on more content because my friends are out there. I'm also gonna create my Victor Martinez team. I'm gonna start creating it because a lot of guys come with me for training, and everybody wants to train. I don't train bodybuilders. I
Mhm.
train literally. I do more lifestyle changing.
Right.
I train people who are established. Have good jobs and everything, and I don't want to bother with the bodybuilder because
Right.
at the end of the day, I know it's expensive. I know it costs money. Learn like I did, man. Watch and learn. Don't try to hire people that you can't afford.
Mm.
And I really like to help the humble bodybuilders, but it's just few and so little of them, and it's just people want to gather your information, learn from you, and then they run away, and they're the first ones talking about you. So I'm not too nice when it comes to that. So when I do help and when I do create my team, it's gonna be because it's a good team and because they deserve to be with me.
Yeah. Random question, but I'm asking everybody this because the Olympics got filled. Do you think he's got number 8 in the bag? Do you think anybody's going to challenge him, or is he possibly going to get beaten?
I mean, the biggest mistakes people can make in trying to beat Phil is trying to outsize him. It's not
Mm.
about outsizing him.
Right.
Phil hasn't really been coming in any bigger. He's just been coming in sharper.
Yeah.
And these guys are just trying to get bigger and bigger. And why don't you just work on that one little flaw you have
Mm.
and make it better? You know. So trying to outsize him, it's like look at Dexter. Dexter, he was hitting in the nail, just coming in comfortable. Dexter.
Yeah.
And he was coming in placing, top 5, being comfortable.
Yeah.
And Dexter never really came in that crazy, but he always came in guaranteed shape. And
Yeah.
guaranteed shape right now is who's going to win it. So everybody who's trying to, be the biggest and the baddest and show up there and then the last 3 days screw up, you're freaking dropping your water and it looks like you never did a day of cardio
Mm.
because of that little mistake. That's what's costing people. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, can Phil win it, I think he can. I mean, as long as people know that they don't have to try to come in any bigger than what they are.
Right. Well,
That's it.
I
Refine,
mean,
refine, refine.
the
That's it.
only two guys in that lineup that, to me, have the same level of refinement as Phil or close. Dexter has at least as much of that, and William Bonac has really good look to his physique.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
short
William
look.
Bonac looks good. You know, I mean, he still got to, still got to work on that midsection.
Yeah.
You know, that's other than that. I mean, there's no other negative. He's got good muscle belly, roundness. I mean, Rami again. He's one of those guys that don't have to get any bigger.
True.
Rami should have stopped getting bigger 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. At
You
least.
know, at least. So size ain't shit. You know, and I always say this. I mean, you had Nasser Sambati that was right there
Mm.
breathing behind Dorian, and his biggest mistake was trying to get bigger. His back was his only weakness,
No.
and I think he misunderstood detail with size, and that's what he ultimately got himself out of the run.
So you say Abdullah is your trainer at Oxygen Gym in Kuwait. Do you?
Yeah, yeah,
Is it mostly online, or I know you've been over there? How many times have
yeah,
you been over
yeah,
there
yeah. I
now?
just got back from there.
Oh
Just got
wow.
back from there. Yeah, when I'm in Kuwait, Abdullah is my trainer. You know,
Okay.
I've been with Munoz too for a long time. I'm in New York with Munoz, so it's not this.
Oh no, I didn't think it was
Rivalry or
ditching.
anything
No,
like
no,
that.
no.
It's I don't. I'm one that's willing to learn. I'm
Right.
one that's willing to learn, and I don't hold back when I need to learn. I train with Charles Glass, and if I was in LA, I'd be training with Charles Glass.
Right. Yeah.
And about that, you got to respect and explore. And that's what I am, and that's how I have so much knowledge, and that's why I'm going to bring my team to the top when I start gathering a couple of guys.
Yeah. So how much time have you spent over there in Kuwait now?
I was only there for 2.5 weeks because I had to come back to, expect this baby
Well, you
now.
got stuff going on. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, the baby, the shows, and promoting these shows. And constantly going to DR every month because I have to deal with the organization split over there.
oh geez.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
it's a whole big.
Wow. I
I
forgot about
think
that. Yeah.
they're acting like communism is coming over there, and it's just IFBB Pro League. So it's
Yeah.
one of these things that you're convincing again. Is my people. I grew up there. I mean, until the age of 5.
Yeah.
I was born there, and these Dominicans are trying to turn it around like I'm a gringo trying to go in and do a show. So I had to go over there and be like, all right, motherfuckers, DR is US is free, but DR is freer,
Mm.
which is too much of a problem. You can't have too many free Dominicans without some of them trying to act too crazy and think they can say whatever they want.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. And so it's one of those things that we're bringing the pro league. It's godsend that the league broke up because now I'm able to have my own pro show along with John De La Rosa,
Yeah.
and it's an opportunity. And just right now, it's just people trying to block you, and I look forward to the games beginning.
Yeah. All right. Just a couple more questions. What MHP? How long have you been with MHP? And you know, why have you stayed with the same company so long? So many guys jump around to company. But I always remember you with the MHP shirts, holding up the MHP products, always.
Ron, it's just one simple thing, man. Loyalty, man.
Mm.
Loyalty. That's all it is, because during all the hard times, Gerard is always there. He was always there for me. So when I did good and these people showed up out of the woodwork offering me more money to leave the company, it was beyond money at this point. You
Yeah.
know, I could have left. I could have been, got an extra 50, an extra 100. But it's that help I had with Gerard, knowing that yes, I'm here locked up, but my kids are eating.
Mm.
Ooh, you can't replace that for nothing.
That's true. Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. That's
Nothing at all.
when I think you told me. I've heard this from so many other people who've been.
And Steve too. Steve Blackman. He's
Yeah.
wow, man. I would have freaking done copies at the freaking office without getting
Yeah.
paid. Even it kept me in muscular development just for all the stuff he did for me.
You know what you helped? You helped expose something when we were talking. I don't think I ever really wrote about it, but the prisons are all privately owned now, and there's so much money that they make off of the stupidest shit. Like the phone calls. Every time I had to call you, it was like $50 for like 15 minutes or something ridiculous. And
Listen, man,
the
if all these
food's marked up
minorities,
like crazy.
if all these minorities would stop getting in trouble for any small little things, there's gonna be a lot
Yeah,
of poor freaking white men and politicians out there,
yeah,
breaking the bank, But the problem is, they see the problem, and the only time they stop a problem is when it's happening in the suburbs. But right now, it's a minority thing. It's control. That's all it is. Rockefeller, all of this, it was just made towards the minorities. And no thanks to Obama and his bootleg presidency for 8 years and his low budget immigration laws, he didn't do shit. He was just a freaking puppet, man.
wow, yeah. Okay, well, we're getting into politics now. I'm not going to start on any of that.
Hey, man,
I'm not that well
only
educated.
because I was a victim of his
Oh, I
bullshit
know
fucking
you
laws.
were.
That's all, man. That's it.
I actually don't talk about politics because I'm actually pretty ignorant about it. And it would expose that very quickly.
You know
if I
what?
talked
It's
about it.
ignorance I want to be, but it's so much out there in your face that, I don't believe any of it, So when I see it in the news, I always ask myself, so what's the real story behind that?
Exactly. Now you know.
You know?
All right, so I got one last question for you because you're a veteran, you're an OG, but you're still around today. So what do you miss the most about the old days, and what do you love about modern days of bodybuilding?
The old days, you're able to freaking really get in the dungeon, get some real mean workouts, go into a real gym and get your ass kicked by these hard, heavy weights. And now, unfortunately, you got these fitness gyms where bodybuilders go in and you feel like you almost don't belong. They look at you like, who are you? We started this game, and they look at us like we don't belong. But now, again, what graces us, and it's better, we have the platform now. Anybody can be anybody, especially the nobodies. And right now, it's just, social media has put everybody out there. Everybody's come out of the woodwork and they just start yapping, speaking their mind. And the crazier they are, you're going to have, a lot of crazy people following that crazy person. So it's really... is a love-hate with the internet, but you can't stop the going change of times, Yeah. But right now, a lot of these, that's why, a lot of these old-timers, they miss that moment. But people got to remember, these old-timers set the platform. And every once in a while, I always throw in a picture of one of these old-timers just to let people know, like, this guy was a king once, He still is, But, now these guys got nice abs. They think they're the creators of, these.
Buy my ab workout.
Yeah, the ab workouts. They think that they're the freaking
meal plans available.
Epitome of a physique, But it's, it's different times, and can't hate both. You just gotta go with the flow, And like I said, with me, I just gotta start posting more and getting more information out there. And just really, you can't hide. You can't hide. And if you're hiding, it's just not. You're not benefiting yourself. You're not benefiting yourself because there's money to be made, and there's free platform, and it's what people need to realize. And it's hard. It's hard. I know the bodybuilders are a little eccentric. They like to hide. They like, you're low carb. You don't want to really talk. You don't want, And the guys with the gift of gabs, they're having the most followers because they just love to yap, and people love a good yapper,
Yep. Okay, so let's get the date of that show. The VictorMartinezLegends.com is the website. What is the date one more time?
It's August 25th.
August 25th. So all you guys in the tri-state area or wherever, if you want to come from even further.
The Bronx, New York, Hostos Community College.
Come on down the Bronx. I'm sure Victor's going to put on a kick-ass show. Do you have any guest posers or anything, or seminars?
Food all day. Gonna have a few surprise guest posers showing up always. Food all day.
Food. You have your food.
Food all day. Gonna have Mexican food, Spanish food, and pizza always. All day.
But
the pizza comes at night though, so I won't distract the athletes.
What about that Dominican lasagna they make out of the plantains?
Oh man, you know
Magoo, or
what?
what's
You
it
know,
called?
Ron, I think I'm gonna add that this year. A
What's that
little
called? Magoo
mofongo,
or something?
mango
Mofongo.
or mofongo.
Okay.
I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that in honor of Dominican,
Yeah.
Independence Day. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna throw that in there. Yeah, yeah.
If I went to your show and that wasn't there, I'd be a little disappointed, to be honest.
Oh no, no. I throw it. I always gotta have food because that's one thing I know most shows lack, and that's why I definitely like to have in there.
Della Rosa was always talking about that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Always, always. We're doing it. We're doing it again. Is my show the best? No, it's just different. That's all it is. There's a lot of good shows out there. My show's just different, and I like putting it together, and I like having fun.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, I wish you a very successful promotion. More importantly, congratulations on the new baby. Best
Yeah.
wishes, everything, all that. This is
I know.
yeah, cool. Big Papa Vic.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks,
So,
Ron. Appreciate it, man.
so thanks for talking, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, please
Yeah. Hello
subscribe.
to everybody. Hello to everybody, and stay tuned. See us step on the stage, and a pretty good package right now, man. Let's see what Mr. Weinberger says next week when I go see him.
Well, he won't bullshit. He will be straight up as always.
Yeah, that's the way I like it, though.
And IFBB Pro Victor Martinez, the Instagram page that I predict once you start putting on some more content, you will hit 1 million within a couple of months.
I will.
Two,
I
3
will.
months,
I
maybe
will.
3
That's
months.
my goal. That's my
There you
goal.
go. If you got 600K with one post a month, now you start throwing up like some pearls or something.
Maybe two.
Camel
Yeah.
crossovers, you're good, dude. All right.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Thank you.
Thank
MB, MHP, all the way, always.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching the Ronline Report with Victor Martinez.